point blank, through no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the marathon
I overlook my competition, never seeing them. I done train my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be. Yeah.
With Nip Hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned. All that.
I also saw you on Cinemills TV recently.
Right.
Shout out to Cinemills TV, the whole team over there. Go tap in with that. And the host that was questioning you also interviewed me, and he asked you a question on the subject matter. And I think we got the link. Can we play it?
I'll pull it up.
Let's see. Look, I tried to do it smooth as fucking. You threw I ain't that a bitch. But do I got to pause or wait? Yeah.
Give me 2 minutes.
All right. I need a little breath breather.
No, but continue though.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. On the same subject matter.
Yeah.
All right, he gonna pull it up, but well, I guess I could kind of describe it, and then when he pull it up, that'll just add context. And the subject matter was about culture, and he asked me initially was hip hop black culture, and my response was to give examples of other things that we're familiar with that weren't hip hop that we generally perceive as culturally to a certain people, and I think martial arts is one of them. And I'm not sure which actual Asian race is responsible, but I just basically made that example. Like when you think of Kung Fu or things of that nature, you think of Asians. And then I think I gave another example, and I kind of felt like, and the host has been thinking since I gave that was like a checkmate answer. We've been pretty proud of that one for quite some time. So it was like a somewhat slick way when he brought it up to you, because I pretty much assumed that he assumed that you were going to just have a checkmated response. Mm. And in a sense of debate, I can really respect your response. And I would like you to just expound and articulate on that interaction. I thought we was going to have heard it as an audience by now, and then we could go into it naturally. But we still within the 2 minutes that it's going to take for us to actually hear it. But
I mean, it would have been a checkmate response if I didn't already have, like, I had years of this, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been dealing with this for years, for a long time. I'm not the normal Chinese guy. I'm not the normal Asian guy. And I'm not saying there's a lot of Asian people out there that been through the hood, whatever, right? But I think just my experience, you feel me, with what I've been through and my stand on the black culture, you know what I'm saying? Like, I totally like adopted that culture like it was mine. Like, so I know it in and out. And I've been having this fight. I've been having this debate for a long time. You feel me? And so when that was brought up to me, I knew exactly what to say. You know what I'm saying? Because in my mind, culture is not skin complexion. Like, culture doesn't, like, culture, like, skin complexion might play a part in your culture, but it really doesn't play a big part in your culture. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, you know, like right now we're speaking American, bro. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? We're speaking, that's not our culture. Like, right. If our skin complexion, me and you, if we're all with everything, we're not supposed to be speaking the same language.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So we're all here.
Yeah, but America is a melting pot when it comes to cultures. Even because if we go outside of America,
but I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck who's offended by what I say. You
know
what I mean? I'm gonna stand on it, regardless of who's standing in front of me or what. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to claim something and later. Take something that's not mine. But
you know, asked the question.
I'm also not going to allow anybody to take anything from me,
right,
and strip me of anything because
that's a response
of my
to the question,
complexion or anything like that. When I have upheld this culture with all of my with everything, and I'm just not going to happen. I'm not the one.
Right. You know the rapper Spider Loc? Yeah, so we had the pleasure of interviewing him, and we asked him, what is hip-hop a black art? And here's what he had to say. You know, music transcends color lines, man. I mean, but is rap really a black art? Or can Latinos, can Asians, can...
Is salsa a Latin art? Is square dancing a country, American folk, white art? Is Kung Fu an Asian art? When you go study Kung Fu, no matter how American you are, you give all respect and homage to the creators, the originators. And all the successful white rappers have attempted to do so because they're fully aware of their reality. Whether they promote it or accentuate it, it'd probably be counterproductive, but even for the black superstars, it is white consumers that establish and substantiate that success. So if you have to cross over and appeal to white America to be considered a superstar, doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out if we can give them somebody they can accept that looks like them, it'll even go bigger. I mean, here you have Elvis. You got Little Richard and you got Elvis.
Right.
You got Eminem, you got Crooked Eye.
No, I feel you on that, Loc.
Can you imagine Crooked Eye and Eminem in a room by themselves? No beats on, with the cameras. Let's go. You throwing a word out, then I throw a word out. And let's see what they gonna do with the word.
What do you think of what Spider Loc said, China Mac, regarding hip hop being a black art, just as Kung Fu is an Asian art? What are your thoughts on that?
I mean, I could see it, but you know, I could see his point. But if you look at it, it's like Kung Fu was started where?
In Asia.
China, right?
China, for sure.
Okay. And when Kung Fu was started in China, who were the main people?
The Asian, the Chinese.
Right. Yeah, there wasn't no, I mean, maybe there might be some, but there wasn't no white people there. There wasn't no black people there. There wasn't no Latin people there, right? Salsa, where was salsa started?
In Latin America.
Right. And then what was the majority of the people over there? Latinos, right?
Yep.
Okay. Hip hop was started in the Bronx. There's all types of people in the Bronx. You know what I mean? Like, so if anything, a New York person could say, well, that's a New York thing. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I understand what he's saying, and I'm not trying to refute it, but there's also some variables that we need to take a look at. You feel me? Because, you know, it wasn't like hip hop was started in Africa. You know what I mean? Where it was just all Africans, all black people. It was started in the Bronx, a melting pot. You said there was 5 different variants to hip hop. That's MCing, beatboxing, graffiti, breakdancing, and
the fashion, the lifestyle.
Right. So you have all of those things, and to my knowledge, right? Not to my knowledge, I know for a fact when hip hop started in New York City, there was Puerto Ricans there. There was Dominicans there. There were Asian people there. There were all types of people there. So, you know, I mean, I understand.
Ramon,
I understand that, you know.
I'm not as old as hip hop, but I'm old enough to be slightly aware of the history, the way the general public takes it. And I know why it's shocking for us to hear about these because the debate goes beyond you right now about the origins of hip hop and the influence of other cultures. You see it's bigger on the internet. Shout out to Tariq Nasheed. That's the homie.
I seen you had a,
Yeah, it's the debate is up. So when you came with that, I thought it was a setup question when I heard it, and then I was anxiously waiting the response. And when you articulated yourself, I appreciated it because I hadn't thought it through to that extent. And I am aware that there are alternative perspectives as to how you expressed it didn't start in Africa. And then it was something we grabbed, and then now we doing it over here, and now it's others. And although we are the originators in the sense as we popularized it, we are he just played something to let you know he was a Bronx native that I wasn't quite familiar with, that you guys were both familiar with. No one would call that anything other than black music. And for the general public, when we reach back, that's all we can find is black people. And you gotta also realize, we don't have to realize, I would like for you to realize as well that we have a history of being creative and not credited.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's a defense in
Right.
we trying to hold on to something. And to say that I cannot in my mind at this point even try to imagine denying the fact that even with the most original first black hip hop artist that we want to go back to, that he could have had a best friend like you or Chico. It's so
Right, Chico.
it's so understandable. So
Right.
I can understand why you would have some 40-something-year-old non-black saying, "Hey, yo, I was there."
Right.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think there's a balance between
There's truth in both.
there. Yeah, I do.
You know what I'm saying?
I
There's
do.
truth in both. And look, listen, man. Like I 100% understand. Like I know all the stories, how Elvis Presley, what he did, and all these people was jacking all the styles that the black people was coming up with, and then just taking it on their own and just making, you know what I mean? I understand that, but that's not what I'm doing. You know what I mean? That's not me.
At
you
all.
feel me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not.
I invited him here. He
Right.
he didn't ask for the opportunity. And this is a natural process of me becoming familiar with his character after me being aware of the controversy with the homie. I dived in. And because of the way you present yourself, I was interested in doing this because I could tell that's not you.
Right.
I've had you speak about the system quite a bit, and then I could recall just based on talking to you. Shout out to Danny Dantana. I can't remember his last name, but I had an Asian partner with my next door cell from San Diego, and I used to hit. I used to go on the family visits, and I used to be on. And whether he had the money or not, when I smoke, you smoke. And Dantana and his Celly Paul were Asians. They was my dogs. Even when it came time to politic, if he had a problem with one of us, and he wasn't no gang affiliate, so he stood on his own on a lot of shit. But he wasn't ever on his own because he was my partner. So I know how, and he grew up on the outs. He couldn't show you a picture with him and 5 people that look at him like him. It's just, he don't have them. All his pictures is with us. It wasn't because he chose to say, hey, it was the circumstances he was thrown into, and that's how he was raised. And I know how to look at someone of that stature and understand and accept it. However, the public, and a lot of times don't. A lot of people haven't been exposed to that.
Right.
A lot of people gonna look at you, just look at you. If they don't hear your voice, they don't see your presence, they just look at a picture of you. But even in the pictures, I can kind of see it come through. But the average person can't, bro.
Right. I feel you. And I don't take it personal. You know what I'm saying? Because the black people have been through a lot, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I can't be mad at y'all for wanting to be protected. What is y'all's? Because y'all have everything taken from y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
What I pick up from you is the sense of blackness is less of trying to get what seems to be is good out of it, and more of the oppressed of.
I'm with the oppressed, bro.
That's what I take.
I'm
It's
with
like,
the oppressed, bro. Like, you know what I'm
I take
saying?
that.
I listen. When I a lot of people don't know this, but when I was how old was I? I was 12. I was 12 years old. I got knowledge of self. Like I was studying NOI lessons. You feel me?
I've
Like,
heard you
that's why-
say that in interviews.
Yeah, I'm reading the Final Call when I was 12, 13 years old.
Snakewood Nip Hustle. Big shout out to my nigga SPI, Spotter Low. You know I'm in the black box, had to come through, tap in, show love one time. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all subscribe. Stay tuned.
Point blank, through no subliminal dissing. When I listen, I can tell you never been on no mission. Sticking to the script, don't care if I offend you. Neighborhood crib, the
I
marathon
overlook my
continue.
competition, never seeing them. I done trained my mind that I'm going. You could tell by how I walk, talk, I'm a boss. A east side millionaire, homie, what you thought? My life is a movie. They can't get close to me. They mad cause they can't be. I'm everything that they wanna be. Yeah.